Welcome, you curious minds, to another deep dive.
Great to be diving in again.
So today, we're plunging into something really specific. Moonlit Secrets, Chapter 1, Nightfall.
Right, just that first chapter. But it does so much.
Yeah, exactly. It's not long, but it feels like, well, like a masterclass in how one intense morning can just completely change two lives, sets up these huge stakes, right?
Absolutely. Our mission today really is to unpack how efficiently the author does that, how they build this immediate connection, the power dynamics, the danger looming, all in just that raw dawn after the night before.
Okay, so get ready for some big aha moments, I think, about commitment, these totally unexpected proposals, and, what it really costs to jump into something unknown. Let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
So the scene opens, the big party at the Alpha State is over. We get this image of, overturned goblets, willow flowers, a velvet hush of dawn.
Yeah, that quiet after the storm almost. But then for Aria Hartfield, it's anything but quiet inside her head. She wakes up totally disoriented.
Right, she's under unfamiliar sheets, smells pine smoke, stone, and then her heart just stumbled once, twice, realization hits.
She's in Xander Stone's bed. Boom. Instant intimacy, born from a blurry night she barely recalls. That immediately changes everything.
And Xander Stone, who is this guy in the context of the story right at this moment?
Well, he's the Alpha of Moonrise, newly coronated. The text even mentions his back. Dappled with fresh ink, his coronation tattoos. Still raw, still red. He's power personified.
Someone she'd only watched from a distance before this, and now? Yeah, that's a huge gap to cross suddenly.
Exactly, and it sets up this massive power imbalance right away.
So Aria starts trying to piece together the night before, just fragments, right? Torchlight, chanting, drums.
Toasts, his gaze on her, his hand, and then just that simple, rough invitation. Stay.
But that memory doesn't comfort her. It brings panic. She thinks, I'm just a healer. This feels like a massive mistake.
Totally. Her instinct is just get out, escape. No note, no words, just disappear before this gets complicated. Her self-view is clashing hard with the reality of where she is.
But she doesn't make it out the door.
Nope. Xander wakes up instantly. He tells her, you don't have to go.
And his reason is kind of unnerving. He says, I felt you leave. I just knew.
Yeah, it's this primal, almost possessive awareness. It cuts through her panic, forces her to stop, to actually face him, face this situation she's trying to run from.
And then while she's still processing that, he just drops the bombshell.
He gets up, stands there, and just says it. You should move in. Here, with me.
Uria's reaction is probably what anyone's would be. What? This is insane.
Completely understandable. But Xander, he's totally calm. He doesn't offer justifications or long explanations. Just, I'm not offering explanations. Just space. Mine. Yours. Ours, maybe.
Wow. And then he adds, whatever this is, we figure it out. Talk about taking charge of a confusing situation.
It's incredibly assertive. And when she doubts herself, probably thinking she's nobody important.
He shuts that down immediately, tells her straight, you are not a nobody.
And then he gives this line that feels like his whole philosophy, really. Things don't work for people like us. We break them until they do.
That says so much about him. It's not just about them. It feels like a declaration about how he operates in the world. Radical agency.
Exactly. It defines him, and now maybe it defines them together.
And faced with all this intensity, this completely unexpected demand, Aria's response is surprisingly quiet.
Yeah, she just says, I'll stay. The text notes it. No fireworks, no declarations, just a nod. A stillness.
It's understated, but the weight feels enormous. Not love, not yet, but something close, something dangerous.
That dangerous hangs in the air. You feel it.
So the morning after this huge decision, Aria sort of creeps into the kitchen. It's this huge, probably intimidating space.
And Xander shows up again, but now he's dressed in black and silver, alpha colors. The power is visually reinforced.
And he reveals something else unexpected. He canceled his council meeting, a big deal for a new alpha.
Right. And Aria naturally asks, because of me.
And his answer just deepens everything. Because of us.
It's a profound shift from me and you to us, just like that. And then he really opens up.
Yeah, he lays it bare. He says, because last night wasn't a mistake. Because when I woke up and you weren't there, it felt like losing something I hadn't even dared hope for.
Ooh, that's vulnerability, especially from an alpha figure. It completely reframes the connection. It's not just physical, not just strategic. It feels almost fated, or at least deeply necessary for him.
And the impact on Aria. The text says it transforms her instantly. She became seen, she became chosen. It validates her in a way maybe nothing else ever has.
It's a huge shift in her identity, triggered by his decision, his vulnerability.
But this isn't just a romance starting. The chapter ends with a hint of darkness, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, right at the end, storm clouds gathered, the wind was already whispering of secrets, of war. It pulls back the focus from the intensely personal to the larger world.
So, this intimate beginning is immediately tied to external conflict. The personal and the political, or maybe the pack politics, are tangled right from the start.
It's really quite something how this single chapter does so much. That unexpected night spins into this immediate, undeniable bond. It just catapults them into this future that's, well, loaded with potential, but also clearly fraught with danger.
Yeah, the escalation is incredibly fast. From waking up together to deciding to build a life, basically, in the space of a morning conversation.
It's a narrative masterstroke, really.
So, thinking about this deep dive, what does it suggest to us, beyond the story itself?
Well, I think it powerfully shows how sometimes the biggest shifts in life, the most defining moments, aren't these grand planned out events.
Right. They're not the big announcements. They can be these really intense, almost private interactions. A conversation over breakfast, a sudden decision based on instinct.
Exactly. Those moments can set a completely new course, sometimes a radical one, without any fanfare.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. And maybe that's the final thought for you listening. Think about your own life. How often have the quiet, unexpected moments, the ones you definitely didn't plan, ended up changing everything, maybe more than the big milestones you did plan for?